This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon from Las Vegas. My name is Dorothy Tom. You can call me Dot.
And I am Mia Casino. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yay. Okay, while you're doing the intros, Mia, I'm going to tag someone on Facebook because we are live streaming right now. Yes. All right. Okay, go ahead.
And
Yeah.
again, welcome to On the Dot, where we give you casual answers to life's questions through life coaching processes.
Yes.
And what is coaching, Dot?
Coaching is partnering with you so you find the best within you and go for the best in your life, your greatest version of your grandest version of yourself. How's that? Wait. Your grandest version of your greatest vision of yourself. That is how we do it. And we are live on Facebook, and I hope our guest can see that as well as her fans. Yes.
All right. So last week we were talking about the naked truth and the well-dressed lie. And that is part of our Sex and Sin City series for March. And we are on our third episode for that series. And for this week, we're going to talk about alpha. Oh, hang on. It's the alpha female.
The alpha female.
So, what do you think about? What do you think when you hear about the alpha female? That
It's alpha means first. It could also be the leader, the strong personality, the
leader of the pack.
Yes, leader of the pack.
Yes.
But female.
Female. So the alpha female is a powerful and a successful woman, often in a leadership role. Alpha females are often described as intimidating by men and women alike. And I found several descriptions that could describe an alpha female. 12 signs actually. You can see if you're one of them.
Okay.
Let's see if we are one of them.
Would you like to hold that off for a bit? The
Sure.
description, before we bring in, after we bring in our guest. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'd like to assess if I'm an alpha woman.
Yes,
so.
let's assess ourselves. Let's measure ourselves. By the way, this is in cooperation with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this episode is actually not based on a letter again. It's based on a poem. Yeah.
What does it say?
So the poem it's actually one of my favorite poems. And I put a twist on it because it's very apt for our topic for this week. It's a poem by Walter D. Wintle, and the title of the poem is Thinking. Thinking. So the poem goes: if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch that you won't. If you think you lose, you're lost. If out of the world we find success belongs with a fellow's will, it's all in a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can even win the prize. Life's a battle, don't always go to the stronger or faster man. but sooner or later, the man who wins is the one who thinks he or she can.
Mm-hmm.
That's the twist.
Changing the man to a woman, right? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. This life's battles don't always go to the stronger and faster woman, but sooner or later, the woman who wins is the one who thinks she can.
Yes.
Nice spin, Mia. All righty.
So our guest is a UP guest highlight is UP Diliman architecture major and a bachelor in architecture degree holder from the University of Southern California, a construction project management consultant, and the co-founder of the mission-driven design enterprise. She is a dynamic, collaborative leader trained in the School of Life who is passionate about mentoring and advocating for women in the global community. The first Filipina to be the president of the Association for Women in Architecture in 1995, and the City of Los Angeles mayoral appointee to the Planning Department of Historic Preservation Overlay Zone, HPOZ, Board for the Adams Normandy District, UPAA GLA President and UP AAA Board Member and GRC 2021 Chair, Miss Ethel Rubio.
Welcome.
Woo! Rio, nasa na yung clap?
We're glad you're here, Miss Ethel.
Thank you.
Oh, there's your applause.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, thank you for saying yes to this.
Welcome, Ethel.
You're most welcome.
Okay, we're gonna fill in the blanks for your what do you call that? The long list of your achievements. So
Okay.
feel free to fill in the blanks along the way. So
All right.
we're doing an intro with Mia's checklist of the
Yes.
alpha female. So we're gonna check if we're like that. So
Okay.
go for it, Mia.
So the first list is an alpha woman is confident.
Confident. Check.
Are we confident?
Sometimes.
Yes. Confident. An alpha woman is balanced.
Okay. Maybe
What is balanced? An alpha woman is balanced.
confident, balanced?
An
What
alpha
else?
woman is not a pushover. Oh no, I'm not a pushover.
Okay.
An alpha woman can accept criticism.
Uh-huh.
An alpha woman doesn't compete with others. An alpha woman isn't intimidated. An alpha woman is smart. An alpha woman has the best intentions. An alpha woman manages stress. An alpha woman is a motivator. An alpha woman accepts failure. And an alpha woman lives with no regrets.
Oh, wow. Are
Checklist
you?
for all? Yes.
Are you? Yes. Are
We
you?
are all
Are you,
alpha
Ethel?
women.
All of the above. Check,
of
check,
the
check, check.
100%.
All right.
Alpha women.
Alpha
I was
women
gonna say yes,
on
check,
the
check, check,
Yes,
dot.
100%.
Alpha women on the dot.
Did I ace the exam?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you did. Oh, that's
Best choice.
yes. Okay. So, going back to the poem that Mia read earlier, it's about thinking. Yeah, I remember this phrase, "Cogito ergo sum." You are as you think. I think, therefore I am.
Yes.
So it looks like this. The poem looks like that. I think, therefore I am. If I think I'm a loser, I am.
You are.
If I think I can't do it, I can't. So that's beautiful. It's all in the mind, actually. Were you able to read the poem, Ethel?
Yes, I did, and I think that it's just very appropriate. I mean, it actually, it actually has been said in another way too. Basically, like what you throw out into the universe, that's what's going to come back to you, and I strongly believe in that.
The law of attraction.
It's about positive thinking, right? And being able to just think that you can do anything, basically, right?
Right.
Yes.
It's the power of the mind, the law of attraction, as you are,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
it happens
exactly.
to you. The problem there, not going to use the word problem. The challenge there is that sometimes we stay so long, far too long in our heads that we forget the heart. So the balance there that you were mentioning earlier, Mia, is not just thinking that we're doing, but we're also feeling and willing. So three ings there, ing. Thinking, feeling,
ING.
and willing. The will, it's like the power, the creative life force. So
And doing.
okay, the doing. Okay, so now we have four ing. Ing. Thinking, feeling, willing, and doing. For me, that's balance, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What can you say about that, Miss Ethel?
Yeah, I think that balance is what you just had explained. I mean, that's basically how you want to really pursue life, because you can't just be all in the head, or even all in the heart. So you have to have, a talk between the two of them, internal conversation basically, on how you, deal with stresses or any challenges. I think that should be always the prominent thing that you need to make sure that you are not just following your heart and not just thinking with your head, but just, yeah, a balance of both. Yes.
My challenge is my laptop just died, I think. No, no, low bat? I don't know. Anyway, how is this related to Sex and Sin City? The alpha female. Are men afraid of you as an alpha? Do you feel that, not just you, Ethel, I mean, I'm addressing the audience watching and listening, feel that as a woman who is confident and sure of herself and talented or skilled or positioned, well positioned in the community, do you feel that sometimes other people are intimidated by you, by your presence? Let's go for Mia. Do you feel that way or not?
No, I think it's more of an attraction for men.
Oh, sexy. Sorry if you're not comfortable with that word, sexy. But confidence is the new sexy, so they say. How about you, Ethel? Do you feel people
Um,
are
I
intimidated?
think that here's how I feel about it. You're talking about the opposite sex, right? How they
Yes.
respond to you
And
when you're
even fellow
other women.
women, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think basically when you pretty much attract somebody who's, kind of like at the same wavelengths. I think that's what it is. And if they get you, they won't get intimidated or anything like that. I think that for, like, let's say for the opposite sex, I think that they have their own issues if they are intimidated by you,
True.
or they they don't have, so it's really them, right? Like, it's their problem if they're doing that. But I think that I just catch a few of them and I don't really dwell on it. So even with the female version, so if there are women who are, not in good terms with you because they're just overwhelmed by your persona, which I rarely encounter because,
Yeah.
I always come from a place of good heart. And so it's different when you just like kind of like bulldoze yourself into a room and say like, yeah, here I am. But like, if you come into the room and say, yes, we are here together, let's all make this work, instead of you are the one shining. I think that people will be more receptive that way too.
Uh-huh.
So I feel strongly about that.
Yes. How's your experience being in a male-dominated world of architecture and I correct me if I'm wrong. My perception of that is based on the idea that far too long and in so many ways our society has been very patriarchal, no, very male dominated in so many ways, even in our politics and the culture and economy. But during the last century or half, or women have surfaced. that doesn't sound right even. Like women have been more visible and heard and felt by the community. So in your experience, Ethel, in architecture, how was it for you? You said you were the first woman. What was that, Mia? The first woman. Correct. Come on, Ethel.
Oh, I'm the
Help
first
us.
president, Filipina American president for the
Oh,
Association for Women Architecture. Is that
there
what
you go.
1985.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, can I start just like a little bit when I was
Sure.
little?
Yeah.
Then I
Go
will
for
move
it.
forward how I actually respond to that
Yes.
question. So when I was growing up, my parents really did not put us in a box on how we're gonna be or what we're gonna be, right? So I always, try to remember, or I always vividly remember this painting that we have in our bedroom. It's something like, it goes like, what you believe, what you dream about, you can become it, or something, and then what you imagine, you can be it. So I've always think about that. And when I was growing up, I thought about nothing really much about how I'm going to be, like either a doctor or whatever. But it struck with me that my dad was telling me his story, that he was like a frustrated architect because his mother did not want him to be an architect, because he said, you're going to starve in architecture. And I think that's still true to this day. No, pardon me. But so he opted to become an engineer. And so for me, when I got accepted to UP, I started with nursing, but I said I really want to do architecture. And it's a lot of boys there, but I mean, for us, there was no, even in college, there's a good sense of equality. It's not like women are lesser. I mean, because I guess it's the premier university in the Philippines, so everybody's just thought, if you got here, you can do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, right? So moving forward, when I came here and emigrated to the States, I still feel that there's no disparity of me being a woman in a man's world, even in the School of Architecture where I continued my education at USC. I really didn't see any disparity. And so when I came out to the workforce, I didn't see myself like, oh, I'm a woman, that's why I have less. But I just try to work like I am just anybody. It's not based on sex. So that's how I kind of like my work ethic. But then it's different when it's coming from the man's point of view, right? So I really did not come to my sense like, oh, there's actually a group of female architects that's coming together. So I sought that out, and that's how I got involved with it. And then I started learning, wow, there's really a disparity, like how women are treated in the profession and all that stuff. And so fast track to today. I mean, there's a lot more women in the construction industry as a whole, in the built environment, and I'm really happy and proud of that. But there's still a lot of work, I think, that needs to be done. But of course, right now there's a lot of awareness about inclusivity and diversity, and I think a lot of firms now are more proactive about it too. So I feel good about that. And in terms also because I'm a small business, so the opportunities are there. It's just a matter of reaching out. And so for me, I don't think that it's really a matter of being a woman or a man in this industry. It's how you actually perceive yourself in that situation, or things that you want to do. And if you think that being a woman really give you that opportunity, then again, going back to the thinking, it's the mindset, right? It's the mindset that you're right. Really control.
Nice. Mia, yes.
Yeah, and that I wanted to correct your notion of that. I grew up in a construction firm because my dad's a contractor. He's a civil engineer. And my mom is an architect.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
so it's really, and my sister Adine is an architect too, and my brother is an engineer.
Very
And,
good.
Yeah, so it's not really it's not dominated by.
It's no, yes, yes, no, no longer
There are
dominated
women
as,
architects.
yes, as compared to like the previous century, for perhaps,
Yeah.
you know. And even I remember in Montessori, um, I learned that the first woman doctor in Italy is Dr. Maria Montessori. So even as a scientist, so that was like 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, when medicine was dominated by men. So that's why she was. It took her a long time to emerge as an educator, scientist, and doctor. So here we are in modern apocalypse.
Well,
And
may
yeah.
I add something also?
Yes.
I don't want to minimize what the women in the US have done, because they also went through a lot, right? The 100 years of the celebration of the
Yes.
suffrage movement in last year. I think that's really a very, because that's a very big victory for
It is.
our sex, right? And of course, for the immigrants like us who come here, that helped us, be part of the new realm on, the paradigm shift of the society, that, it's acceptable now for women to be, voting, to be
Be
part
heard.
of the, be on the table for decision, but we still have to go a long, long way. So I feel that even though this is a way of thinking for us, we still have to, in a way, be proactive about it, short of a better word, to really seek out the opportunities that's out there that's going to give us more voice, I think.
That's so true. Okay, we're going to take a short break for our sponsor. And then we'll be back with another question for Ethel. Right. Okay.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
If you just tuned in, we are on the dot, and this is Dot with my partner Mia, and we have our guest, Miss Ethel Rubio from Greater LA, and we're talking about alpha female, woman at the top. So going back to our conversation, Miss Ethel, how do you raise your daughter now in this new century?
Oh, okay. So I'd love talking about that journey,
Yes.
because I came across, a saying this morning that said that it may not be you, it may not be something that you do that will make your mark in the world, but it's someone who you raise. And when I read that, it's like, wow, spot on, because that's me. Even though I think that, like I'm doing all these great things, raising my daughter has been a joy, and it's been quite, fulfilling. So I made the choice to raise her on my own, bring her to the world. But, I do have a group of what they call the tribe, or a village, to help take care of her, so I don't feel
Yes.
that I'm doing it by myself. But it's quite a journey, because like when she was small, I didn't know or expect what she's going to become, right? Like I didn't brand her like, oh, you're going to be a lawyer, or you're going to be an engineer, an architect. I just let her grow on her own and blossom, and she found her talents. Like early on in life, when she was a little girl, she loves to paint, she loves to draw, she loves to write. And that has been nurtured all throughout her life. And even to this day, she's been artistic. But when she started in high school and, leaning towards science and math, I was like just so excited about it because I never thought that she would be excited about it. And so when when she went to college and we were so ecstatic that she got to Stanford University, that was really a big highlight for us.
Ooh.
And now she's graduating from Stanford.
She's graduating now?
Yeah, she's graduating her undergrad program. And then she actually also got accepted to a master's program, which is a co-term program, they call it. Like you can start taking your first year of your master's during your senior year, and then so it will just take you another year to graduate. So next year, another graduation. But that time it would be for a grad program.
Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you. Very proud.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to ask you in a little bit about the Pinay Power shirt that you're wearing, but
Yes.
three things came up for me while you were telling us about your daughter. You proudly, I could feel the pride. I could feel the pride as well as the feeling of being humbled. Some
Yep.
people, I don't know, the humility there that she's also on her own. So three things. Number one is you said it takes a village to raise a child. So you never really felt that you were a single mom, all right? Because you said in our earlier conversation off air that it takes a village. You have loved ones who are raising your daughter with you. Secondly, you said by choice, you chose to do this yourself. So, and then thirdly, you never really branded her as something or someone. So based on those three things, I don't know, Mia, did something come up for you? What struck you in her story?
That her daughter's an achiever.
Yes. So based on your story, Ethel, were you ever judged for being a single mom? Did you ever feel judged by society or anyone?
That's a very good question because judging is really trying to, how do you say it? Judging is trying to validate that somebody can control your life by how they think of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I never kind of like think or even, come to my thought that people are judging me something differently.
Beautiful.
Because everyone that I've met and, I've met and come in contact with are actually very receptive. I think that, especially women, they come, we are a very, very nurturing people, right? As a gender, we're very nurturing and we try to help each other. I mean, that's what I actually have felt more than being judged. And even to my family, there was no judgment when I decided that this is the route that I want to do, to be a single mom. And so the main point there, though, is that even though I'm a single mom, I want to emphasize that I did make an effort to have my daughter have a good relationship with her father, because I think that's very important for a person to have both parents be present in their lives. And so when she was growing, and you remember this, that probably when you were, when your son is in school, your children is in school, you always come for a parent-teacher meeting.
Yes.
And and you would be like so scared what they're gonna say, and it's so nice to one of the, of course they tell about her grades, but one of the things they also said that we never thought that you guys, you're divorced because she never have exhibited any behavioral problems. She looks like, she's a happy child.
Yes.
And that's what we as co-parents wanted to be for her. And so in a sense, in a way, even though we as partners don't work together, at least we have the same, what do you call that, goal for our daughter. So I think that's also a big part of how she is who she is right now.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Oh, yes. Yes, Mia, yes.
What you asked me what struck me was the reaction of Ethel. She may have all the the qualities of being alpha female, all the awards and all the achievements, but the glow that she had when she had to speak about her daughter.
Yes, the glow. Talking about her
And the
daughter.
excitement.
Yes.
That's what I noticed.
Yes.
It was
Me too.
yeah, it was very different.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Like she just
She sparked,
sparkled.
yeah.
Oh, see? The same word,
And
spark.
she did this.
Uh-huh,
I
yeah.
want to talk
Yeah.
about my daughter.
Right. What's her name?
Valerie.
Valerie. And tell us
Yeah.
about the t-shirt that you designed with her. The
Yeah,
Pinay
so
Power
this
t-shirt.
shirt, the Pinay Power shirt,
I brought my shirt too.
we actually came up with this. Well, actually, this is her design, the Pinay Power. Oh, you have it? You have
Oh,
it there? There you
yes.
go.
I
She
brought
her.
it with me.
She brought hers, yes. So this came up to be last year during the pandemic when everybody is just, very sad about everything. And, and
Is that her?
there was in social media, there was ongoing, posting about, Filipino American women, especially the frontliners, the nurses, most especially are, kind of marginalized in getting recognized for all these, frontline battles that we have experienced, during the pandemic. So there's a lot of conversation going back and forth. And one of the things that, they kept on saying, like, we, Pinay Power, we can do it. But then they showed the face of the symbolic Rosie the Riveter, who's actually like, it's a global symbol for women power, right? Rosie the Riveter, the symbol of, I can do it, you can do it or whatever. But then, you say Pinay Power and then you have a white lady on the photo. So what I asked my daughter one day, said, can you translate this so that we can have a Pinay version or Filipino version? So she came up with this design. We shared it on Facebook. Our friends liked it and they said that, can we have it on a shirt? I said, sure. And I think that's where it started. So it was in the middle of summer of the pandemic when we did that. And I think that it brought joy to a lot of people that we came in contact with. And so there was the whole, social media, there was a social media blast about, when they started getting the t-shirts, they have their photos taken and then shared, posted on social media. I think there's something very nice and uplifting about it when you see your fellow Pinay, like even whatever walk of life. I mean, that's the most important thing. It's not because you're a CEO of a company and then you're always recognized for your thing. It's actually like from somebody who's even like a caregiver, right? And they wear this. It's so empowering. And for me, I still get goosebumps until now.
Yes.
When I hear people Filipinas who wear them light up when they wear it. I have other of my friends who are from the mainstream who got them too. So who are not Filipinas, they got them and they also feel empowered when they use the shirt and wear the shirt. It's kind of like a superpower.
A superpower, yes.
To wear one, it's like your invisible cape when you wear it. It
Can
feels like
people still order that from you?
Yes.
We still get orders. We started off like, we can just share it with friends, right? Yeah, through social media. It was all grassroots, all the relatives, all the, all the friends. And then we started getting a request from their friends and their friends' friends. And then, we posted it in a couple of Filipino oriented sites. A group, conversational group for Filipinos, and we picked up some clients from there too.
Yes.
But
yes.
all in all, we're pretty much I think we're in 24 states now in the U.S.
Beautiful.
And then also we're in 3 countries.
I think
outside
Mia
the
wants to get a
US.
shirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. We're gonna flash it on the.
Yes,
Yes,
there
Mia.
you go.
So-
Yes, for those of you who are on Facebook, you can see that. You can see the link. And
we'll put it on the link on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I think
yes.
when they go to Sun Girl Prints, that's actually the company that we started so that we can promote this shirt
Right.
design.
Yes.
It's if you go to our Facebook page, you can just also order it from there if you missed
A woman at
link.
my dentist office, clinic, she said, because I wore it, and she said, "What is pine? What is the meaning of pine?" So I had to explain that
Yeah.
it's short for Filipina. For those of you, for our non-Filipino friends who are watching and you're looking at this shirt from Facebook, Pinay is a shortcut for Filipina.
I know one of my daughters or my son's classmates said, "What do you call a native of the Philippines? Filipinese,
Philippinese.
like Japanese." Said no.
Sounds interesting.
Philippinese.
Philippinese. Speaking of words, the labels that we have for ourselves and other people have for ourselves, and this is where we're going to do a little bit of a coaching process. It's not really coaching, it's just an exercise. So I'm going to invite you, Mia, and Ethel, just for a moment. Think of 3 words that you have heard and you also have used on yourself as a woman that you don't like. Or you've heard people saying that word to you. Yes, as a woman. So think of those 3 words for a moment. Okay, take a moment to think of 3. Maybe you have, I wrote down like 7 words for myself, but we'll see what you have. And if you're ready, you want to give them to me?
Weak.
Yeah.
Weak.
I'm ready.
Okay, weak for you. What about you, Ethel? What one word do you have?
One word.
Yeah,
Bossy.
bossy. Okay, another word for you, Mia?
I don't have it.
Okay, so weak, bossy. Do you have another one, Ethel?
Yeah. Feisty.
Feisty. Me, I don't like being called sweetie. Sweetie. Nobody calls me sweetie. I guess it's a very American word. Boss. I don't like when John's friends call me, "Hey, you're the boss, the chief, or the what else?" Mostly the boss. So I have 3 words: boss, sweetie, and then there's another word: witch.
They call you witch?
Somebody called me a witch. At first, I
Really?
didn't like it. Yeah.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. So Mia, you have.
I've never been called weak though.
Yeah. Hold on.
I just don't like the word weak.
weak. Okay.
No,
What
I've never been called weak. I
Okay.
just don't like it.
you don't like it? What other words you don't like that you
I've
have
been
heard?
called
Yes, honey. I remember you said that.
honey. I don't like
Honey.
Honey.
What else?
Well, your loved one can call you honey, but if you don't know them, they cannot call
I
you
know.
that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I
One
don't
more.
like being called sweetie too.
You don't like it? Okay. 2 more words, Mia, and 1 more word, Ethel.
Okay, let me
Bossy,
think.
feisty,
Missy. I don't like being called Missy.
missy. Okay. And
Well,
one
it's
more.
not more like what I'm called, but what I'm branded as.
What's that?
Being aggressive.
Aggressive. Okay, aggressive. Aggressive. 1 more word for you, Mia.
I said Missy, honey, and okay. Disregard weak then.
How about Tagalog? Any Tagalog word? Jowa. I don't like the word jowa
Oh, what's that word?
or bebot. I've never been called a bebot, but I don't understand that word. Okay. 1 more?
Malumanay. Because
Malumanay.
I don't
Okay.
understand malumanay.
It almost sounds like weak as well, no?
Yeah.
Malumanay.
Malumanay daw
Okay.
my
All
bosses.
right. So we have these words: malumanay, witch, boss, sweetie, bossy, feisty, aggressive, honey, missy. Now, because we were using the words, the power of words, right? The power of the Pinay power, the power of thinking in changing our reality, in shaping our reality. Can you select a word to substitute for the words that you don't like? change them into something that's okay for you. Like boss, for example. For me, I didn't like the word boss, so I changed it into bossa. So I would say, John is the boss, I'm the bossa. So there's still the acknowledgement that I'm a leader, but I shifted it into something funny. At the same time, he's also the boss, but I'm just a female version. So that's just the fun of it. Okay. Can you think of a word that you would like instead of, let's say, bossy, Ethel?
So bossy would probably not, like that's a description, right? Like they tell that of you. But for me, it probably would be a good thinking to say that you're not bossy, but you are focused and directed.
I love that. Wait, let me write that down. Focus.
Because if you are focused and directed, right? Like you have a direction that you know, there's a vision that you have. And so it's a matter of like, you know how to get there. But, you know, even if you say, you know, I mean, I don't encounter that now because I think that also part of that is how you work with others. So if you build a collaborative environment where when you manage people or, you know, fellow, like for me, it's a lot of fellow volunteer leaders that I work with. If you make it a collaborative effort, it really helps a lot to be in that kind of mindset also, that even though if you're directed or focused, that you are able to get everybody motivated to follow that direction.
And so the words change, right? Yes. Yeah. How about you, Mia?
For malumanay?
Malumanay.
Calm.
Malumanay would be calm.
Yes, calm's good. Yeah,
I also would like
that.
to use peaceful for that.
Go.
Yes, peaceful. All right, go back. Let's move forward with how about sweetie? I don't like sweetie. I don't have a substitute for it. Maybe just call me Dottie, okay? From sweetie, call me Dottie. You know, like Dot. Hi, Dottie.
Dessert.
Yeah, change it because actually I'm not saccharine sweet. You know, I'm not like,
dessert.
I'm not a sugary baby. I'm more. I don't know. I don't find myself sugar sweet. That's why the witch, which I used to I was afraid of that word. But then when I looked up the word witch, he paired it with bitchy witchy. I said, yes.
You can change it to
yes.
Sabrina.
Well, you know that when you think about that too, we can't internalize how people brand us, right?
Exactly.
So it's actually his problem. He's saying that to you, correct? So it's not like, you know, that's you. It's actually a reflection on him, on what kind of person he is, more than a reflection to you of what kind of.
But he used it as a compliment for me.
Wow.
It was a compliment. To be a witch and to be a bitch is to be strong, according to him. So, but I wasn't that sure about that until I researched, when I had the courage to search on the power of the witch, to be able to create something out of nothing, to be able to weather through these judgments from all around, to emerge as a fighter or something. I said, okay, I can be a witch.
You can be called Sabrina.
Sabrina, although Sabrina is a girl, right?
That cartoon.
So I'm looking for another word that I could embrace with witch would be shamanic. Yeah, like a shaman. You know, like a witch doctor. So I would add the word like, I'm a witch
or
doctor. Yes, a witch doctor. So that's my rebranding.
Why don't we use the term that's being branded for men? I mean, alchemist is actually the...
What's that? What's that?
Alchemist.
Alchemist. Yeah. Yes, the alchemist. Turning things
more
into
scientific.
Gold.
Yeah.
How about feisty? Ethel, feisty and aggressive. How would you change those words?
I have the word.
So feisty. Last year there was a campaign that, you know, when like during the Women's Month, it's like instead of feisty, you are actually determined. So that's
determined.
Determined is a term that they say would replace feisty. In a way, before though, like when I told I'm feisty, I actually take it as a compliment too, because if you're feisty, that you can fight for, what you believe in, right? And follow through. But I think that the kosher word really right now, and I think it's more appropriate, is to call you determined, because you don't call a man feisty, right? If they act the same way as you are, they're determined. But if you're a woman, then they say you're feisty. So there's always an element of emotion there that they try to connect you with, which is, I think, that's one of the myths, or that's one of the things that I think we need to demolish, because we need to say that, when we describe a person, it's a person, not because she's a woman with emotions, or like Mia, say she's malumana. You won't say malumanay to a guy.
Man.
You would say like, oh, he is very calm, and he is very confident.
Cool.
That, so I think those are the things that we really need to just
right.
Oh, I have the word for feisty.
What's that, Mia?
The alpha female.
Oh, the alpha female.
Yeah.
Alpha. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Going back to the title, right? Okay. So that's my invitation for our listeners and viewers, is that if there's something you're hearing about yourself, or even you yourself, sometimes we women, we talk about ourselves to ourselves, looking in the mirror and say, oh, you're this, you're A, B, C, D. And then upon reflection, when we see and hear and realize that, that's not the word that I like, I have the power to change that. We may not have the power to change other people's perceptions of us, but we can also choose. We have the power to not engage in the labels that they give us, right? We have the power to, like what Ethel said, we choose the people we are gravitating towards, and we choose our friends. And when we are stronger with our identity as whatever, powerful, peaceful, calm, and determined, or loved, or love itself, then the same people will gravitate towards us. It's a law of attraction. Yeah. Nice. So,
can I add one more?
Yes, darling. See,
can
even
I add
this.
one more,
Hold on. The darling. I learned that from our secretary, when we would call our little children darling, to the point that we would call the parents and the dads and the moms, yes, darling, and then say, huh? The guy would say, huh? Darling? Okay, so rebranding. Go ahead, Miss Ethel.
Yeah, so another word for aggressive instead of aggressive, because there's a negative connotation on that one. Like, so it could be like energetic. Right? Dynamic would be a word.
Yes,
rather
like
than
that.
Go getter.
I always I use those words too, being dynamic and very energetic.
Yes, energetic.
Yeah,
I love that. Even
go
for
getter.
Go getter. Yeah. Accomplished. Okay, Mia, your honey and your missy. What are we going to change? How are we going to change those words for you?
Honey,
you don't like
and
them.
Missy.
Honey, missy.
Call me Miss Casino.
Miss Casino. All right, like a hotel in casino.
My
okay.
last name.
Miss Casino. Yes, isn't that Casino?
Casino.
Casino is
Casino.
really yes.
Yeah.
So cut the missy.
Call me by
lengthen
my
this.
name.
Call me by my name.
Yes.
Mia Casino.
Call me by my name.
What about honey?
Honey.
You know, like the honey bunny. I don't like that. Honey bunny.
No.
I think it's an endearment, but there must be another way. Okay. Think about it, Mia. While you're thinking, it's time for us to plug and sell and put to the fore our various, especially for Ethel, the things we do, the things you do on the side. You know, your the alumni awards.
Yes.
Yes. Would you like to talk about that? Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the platform to share this. As some of you know, I'm the president of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Greater Los Angeles. And we are actually having our first Alumni Awards program that's going to air on March 27, this next Saturday at 5 p.m. So if you would like to know more information, do we have that streamlining thing on the bottom that says the website? Just go to upagla.org/events
It's
and the
being
details are
aired.
there.
Yeah, it's being flashed on the screen actually.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much. So that's what's happening. So we're very excited for in doing that. We have a lot of special guests, including so it's going to be all pre-recorded, just like any awards program. We're having like the presenters and the speakers, and we are very excited to have the Vice President of the Philippines, Lenny Robredo, to be our keynote speaker.
Nice.
Yes.
And we're also going to have the UP president, Danilo Concepcion, who will also be there to speak as well. So we're very excited.
Yay.
This Saturday.
Yes. And then the other one, can I plug another one?
Sure.
The other one, Dot and I actually are doing this together, and I probably won't be able to do this moving it forward without Dot's help and through our co-leadership. We're both I am part of the UP Alumni Association in America. I'm a board member, but I also was tasked to be the Grand Reunion Chair for 2021. So the last one was in 2019, and we're doing it this year, 2021. And it's going to be all virtual conference, which means that everybody from all over the world can actually come and join us. So Dad and I have a great big team that's composed of alumni members, amazing volunteer members from the UPAA in Nevada and also the UPAA in America. We're going to be working together in bringing this to you. So that's going to be on October 22 to October 24.
Yes.
So mark your calendar. And if you go to the website of the UPAA, we'll have information updates there as we move forward.
Yes, calling all alumni all over the world. If you're listening here, and for those who are listening and you want to pass on the good news to everyone else, you are most welcome to join the Grand Reunion and Convention. This will be the first time we're doing it fully virtual. Yes. And Mia here is going to be in charge of the expo booth, right?
Booth,
Yes,
virtual
thank you.
expo
Thank
booth.
You, Mia, for volunteering for that one. Thank you.
And even PHLV Radio, Kuya Yo said he'll be part of the promo of this
Wonderful.
event.
Yes,
so
thank you. We
it's
already
a community
have our first
project.
one.
Yes, it's the first one for all of us. So it's going to be exciting.
Yes,
Women
yes.
at the top.
There you go.
And because we take turns, right? Sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women, sometimes it's children, and sometimes it's the elderly. So
And PHLV can be heard globally, so we're
Yes.
inviting everyone to join us.
we will give more details as the days draw closer. For example, how to be a sponsor, how to have an exhibit at the booth, and I don't know, how to support your alumni.
Yes,
your
and how
alumni
to
chapter.
join, how to
Yes,
join
how
the
to join
virtual
too.
reunion.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're ironing out several things here on the background, so it's going to be exciting. Yes,
Thank you. Yes,
with
yes, yes,
Ethel
yes.
here on the lead. So, are we missing something? It is now 3 minutes to closing time. Are we missing something?
May I add something on the Pinay Power shirt?
Oh, yes.
I did
Please.
mention earlier that when we created this business to support the Pinay Power movement that's happening now, we actually give a portion of our net sales towards a Southern California Filipino nonprofit group, and for this time we chose the Filipino Worker Center that is based in Los Angeles. So part of the sales of the shirt goes to them.
Beautiful.
So we give them periodically the donation.
So nice. Wonderful. Spreading the wealth.
Exactly.
That's the
Thank
way
you.
that's the way I look at it. Yes. So thank you so much. This has been a beautiful conversation on how we can rebrand ourselves and the words that we use upon ourselves, looking at the brand of Pinay Power and branding ourselves beyond our gender. According to Sam, our very first Sex and Sin City guest, Sam Prudente, he said the personal is politics, your personal politics. So what else? Mia, where can we find the PHLV? We had some trouble. Can you talk about that?
We're gonna the station is working on it, so it should be up and running tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? 24 hours?
It's an app.
So we're just having trouble now. But should I share my closing quote?
Yes.
Already?
Go ahead,
Our closing quote for today came from Dr. Jill Murray, and it is, "She wasn't looking for a knight. She was looking for a sword."
Wow. She was a knight, you mean? Like a knight in shining armor.
Yes, Knight.
Yes, she's looking for a sword. Yes. And she found it. Yes, so thank you so much. Exactly. Ethel, you have final words for our friends here?
I just wanted to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be part of your show. It's been an engaging conversation, and I think that it should not stop here. We should continue the conversation outside of this show, and just like make sure that we amplify the role of women, especially the Filipino American women here in the U.S. In all levels of stages, in government, in private sectors, in public sectors. I think we should just continue to amplify and bring each other up.
Yes, I love that. Yes, the alpha female brings the other female up. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ethel. Thank you, friends and viewers. Thank you so much. Special shout out to Mr. Rex Ricarte.
See you next week, Wednesday, 12 noon on the dot.
All right.
Selling or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.